So, for individuals who are in the early stages, you might want to increase the intensity of this workout by also adding a stability cushion that looks like this. Purchase one on Amazon. What this will do is this will increase the work in your abdominal wall. And so, if you're in the early stages, you'll probably be fine to do this. And this is just a way to make sure you're also engaging the internal obliques, the TVA, the deepest layer of your core. But what I will say is when you put this stability disc on a chair, make sure your feet aren't dangling in the air. So for me, in this chair, I would need to put 2 yoga blocks under my feet. And I would have to do that for all exercises so that my feet are not hovering and I have that stability. Remember, your thighs, when you're seated, shouldn't be above the bony protrusions of your hips. They should be slightly below. And you want your ankles tracking under your knees and your feet solidly planted, perfectly parallel. Add this disc for any of the levels if you see fit. Moving into lower body work, we're going to grab our red loop band in the YouniquelyFit kit if you have sway back posture and flat back posture. Only if you have sway back posture or flat back posture will you place this red loop band around your ankles. And it looks like this. I don't have sway back or flat back. I have Kyphotic Lordotic. So I'm going to take it off. But sway back and flat back, please keep it on. We'll be doing seated knee flexion. And this band will help sway back and flat back recruit the hip flexors as well as the quadriceps. And Kyphotic Lordotic will just focus on the abs and quadriceps since our hip flexors are already overactive. Hands are going to come behind the head. I'd like everybody to sit up on the top of the sits bones. Everybody's going to point their toes as they march, except flat back posture. You'll dorsiflex your foot, looks like this. Everybody else pointing those toes. Lifting one leg, holding it up. Inhale 1, breathe, keep it up. Exhale 1. Inhale 2, exhale 2. And lower it down. Switching sides. Let's just stay with one breath. Inhale up and exhale slowly lower. Inhale, lift the other leg up, alternating sides. And exhale slowly lower. Let's take that 4 count, feeling our pelvis pull down as we lift the thigh. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, lower. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, pelvis pulls down to lift the thigh. Inner thighs pull back to lower the thigh. Keep that going. Inhale, lift. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, lower. 2, 3, 4. From here, we're going to add a torso twist. So we'll inhale, lift the thigh. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, twist in the direction of that thigh. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, back to center. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, lower. 2, 3, 4. So we've added a breath at the top. So an extra full breath hold. And the twisting is really going to engage the transverse abdominis. So let's keep that going. I want you to go using your breaths and making sure that each breath you're lengthening it, increasing it, using your lung capacity. Again, we inhale to lift, we exhale to twist, we inhale to recenter, and we exhale to lower. It should be much slower than that though. So I think that 4 count is a nice tempo. So we inhale, lift, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, twist towards it. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, center. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, lower it down. And notice when you lift the thigh, what happens in your pelvis. The pelvis is going to want to round under. It's your job to neutralize it. So what is neutral pelvis? It's somewhere between arching the low back, which looks like a duck butt, sticking the butt back, and rounding it like a scared puppy. Somewhere in between that pelvic position that's neutralized. That's optimal alignment for a safe and healthy low back. So keep your abs engaged and keep working for that. You've got another 10 seconds here. Still doing our knee lifts for those quadriceps. Torso twist for the abs. Okay, let's let that go. We're going to make our way over to a wall for an assisted quadricep stretch with our chair and wall. Take a second to set yourself up, and then you're going to bring the top of one of your feet onto the chair. And if when you do this and you push your pelvis forward and brace your abs, you don't feel a stretch in the front of the thigh, it may mean that your thighs are a little more open than most people's. And if that's the case, you can always grab a block or bolster to take the foot on top of to take it a little higher. So maybe the chair's a little low. This way we don't have to reach back and grab the foot. And if you're having trouble with grip strength with your hands, this can be very frustrating. So having that support of the chair is ideal when there's difficulty with the hands. So keep breathing here. Another option is to have a friend or family member holding your leg back, allowing you to stretch it even more. But the chair is great because then you get the freedom to work on your own. Tucking the pelvis under, lifting the lower abdominals in and up. Stay here. You'll notice a burn in the outer hip as you stand here for a solid minute. Opening up a posturally tight area. Slowly take that leg down and let's switch sides. Setting up on the other side. Rather intense stretch to hold. Just make sure you're breathing. And let's check out that standing leg. Are you locking it out? If you're kyphotic, lordotic, and lordosis, are you rolling in on the foot? Is your knee knocking in? Softly bend the knee. Equalize the pressure between the bone of your big toe and your baby toes. If you're sway back posture, are you rolling out on the foot? Flat back posture. Are you forward leaning? Let's see if we can find that neutral position, everybody. Abs in. Pelvis reaches down as you inhale. Inner thighs pull you back as the pelvis drives forward to really open up the front of the thigh. Just another 10 seconds here. Hang in there. Where's your head in space? Keep it between the shoulders. Try to not tilt it or turn it. Keep the gaze up a little higher than eye level, the chin lifted. Okay, slowly taking that leg down. We're going to grab our red loop band in the YouniquelyFit kit. And once you have that red loop band, I would like you to bring it around your ankles. And with it around your ankles, I'm going to have you come by your wall, bar, or counter, because we're going to be doing a nice exercise for either your hamstrings, if you're kyphotic, lordotic, or lordosis, or for your hip flexors if you're sway back or flat back. So I'm going to show you both variations. So look closely. Sway back and flat back. You are to do knee flexion. It looks like this. Sway back, point your toes. And flat back, dorsiflex. Again, sway back, point the toes, knee flexion, flat back, dorsiflex. Watch out for your pelvis rounding under. Tip the tailbone back. Kyphotic, lordotic, and lordosis. Thank you for your patience. Take that leg back. Flex the foot. Find a hamstring kickback. Play around with the hamstring curl. Lowering and lifting. This is a heavy band. Getting heavier, so it's a challenge to isometrically hold, but you can inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Everybody be where you are, lifting and lowering. Holding for a breath if it's tolerable, but most likely, since we've gone up to this red loop band, you're going to want to lower and lift. But we need to do it with the perfect pelvic position for our body. And what is that? Everybody, let's fight for neutral pelvis here. So no rounding under of the butt and no arching of the butt back. So find that position between arching and rounding with the belly button in, the shoulders plugged down, shoulder blades fighting to find one another, upper back engaged, chin lifted. And let's take it to the other side. Set up on the second side, using your breath. If at any time you need a sip of water, take it. I'm going to take a few sips now. And again, just in case you've gotten confused, if you have kyphotic, lordotic, or lordosis, you're doing a hamstring kickback and beginning your hamstring curls, pointing your toes. Looks like this. If you have sway back, you're doing knee flexion, pointing the toes. If you have flat back, you're doing knee flexion, flexing the toes. Okay, everybody, do the best variation for yourself, not what you want to do, because usually what you want to do is what you're already strong, the muscles that are already strong. We always want to do what we do well or what comes easy, and we need to do what is not so easy, because that's going to help build balance in the body. Keep going. Fight for good form here. Another couple of breaths. Great job.